You can have what you don't want, but you can't have what you do want. Now, that's the biggest single irony of life. Anyways, I'm chilling here in Singapore, and I was just walking back home actually, and I was just thinking to myself, one of the things that my mentor told me once, bankers will always only lend money to people who don't need money, right? And same with getting investors. A lot of people been messaging me recently because they know that I got, mentors and access to these kind of people. And they've been asking me, what do you think about my business? Can you help me get some investors? And I'm just reminded, you know, if you are actively seeking for investors, right? If you need access to capital, if you've got a business idea, you should have prepared long before that happened, right? Because when you do desperately need money, when you desperately need capital, right? People can smell that on you. People know you're desperate, yeah? And that's what I said at the beginning. Right? You can have what you don't want, but you can't have what you do want. That's the biggest irony of life. Same goes with dating, right? We want what's literally like outside of our reach. It's funny, but that's true. Just think about it in your own life. There's probably been many situations where you wanted something that was far out of your reach, right? This is like it's like the forbidden fruit principle, right? You want something that's outside of your reach, but once you have it, it loses its value, right? It's weird. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So back to investing, right? A lot of people want to get investors when it's too late. You should be doing what's hard when it's easy, right? Like the saying by Lao Tzu, I think. And you should be doing what's small, no, what's great when it is still small, right? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? When he met, what's his name? Joe Weider or Ridge Park, right? Um, by the way, it's an excellent biography. You should read it. Read his book, Total Recall, if you guys haven't. Um, when he met these mentors, he could have been like, "Yo, I'm a go to the gym, and I'll be buff. I'll be huge in 2 months. Just give me 2 months." But that wouldn't have happened. You got to be ready when the opportunity hits. Right? When the opportunity comes, you got to be already. Arnold Schwarzenegger has to be already buff when they meet these mentors, right? When you meet these successful people, when you meet these individuals in your lifetime, right? And usually when you're lucky, it's because you come across someone. It's not because you win the lottery or something. It's usually because you meet certain key individuals, right? And for some people, this can come later. For some people, it's relatively earlier. For me, this was relatively early because I went out there seeking and finding, right? The Bible says, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open to you. Now, I went out there asking at the age of 17. I'm 19 now, but I started at the age of 17. I went out there seeking. I went out there knocking, yeah? So I experienced that quite early. For some other people, these specific people, these people who you come into might come a bit later. But they will come eventually if you keep asking, if you keep seeking, if you keep knocking, right? It's not like the quote doesn't say ask and maybe you shall receive, right? It says ask and you shall receive, right? The quote doesn't go seek and maybe you will find. It's seek and you shall find, right? It's not knock and the door may be open to you. Knock and the door shall be open to you. Right? You just got to keep at it. Anyways, so yeah, oftentimes the biggest opportunities in our lives, it's when we come into certain key individuals, when we meet certain people, and we got to be ready for that before we need to, have access to the capital, need to borrow money, or need certain favors or opportunities, etc. Right? But when you're broke, when you're destitute, and you're hungry and lonely, no one's gonna want you. No one's gonna date you, right? Whereas if you're rich, you got money, you got, opportunities, you're healthy, right? You got good social standing. Everyone wants you. Everyone wants to be around you, right? That's when you can, when the cards are in your favor. That's when you have the leverage, right? So this is something that I think we all need to understand, right? We need to prepare for what's hard when it's easy. If you need mentors, if you need access to capital, well, anyways, if you think you are going to need access to capital in the future, if you have any plans of becoming an entrepreneur, plans of raising, raising capital, raising finance, starting your own business or whatever, sometime in the future, you might not have an idea now, but you know you're going to do it. It doesn't matter. You can start now. Start now finding mentors before you become desperate. Remember, when you're desperate, people know. The bankers know. Investors know. They can smell it on you, right? Whereas, when these successful companies, I think it was Uber or Grab, the taxi, the Uber, Grab just, I think they freaking bought out Uber, I think. I'm not too sure if they bought them out or anyways, they kicked them out of competition. And I think with Uber and Grab, these two companies, it's like they didn't need funding. They didn't go out there and go to investors being like, hey, can you give me some money, please? I want to raise this business. No, I'm pretty sure this is what happened. The investors came to them in droves, right? They were literally throwing money at them, right? Now, I don't know whether the company itself is going to succeed. I don't know about that. But what I'm referring to is the moment that investors come to them, begging them to take their money, right? They've reached such a stage where they're able to reject money. Go, hey, we don't need your money. So, you got to have a certain degree of status and laid back and control to be able to say, hey, it's all good. We have enough money. We don't need your money right now. You can keep your 100 million. You can keep your 500 million. So they were able to do. Oh yeah, and I heard that Elon Musk. Again, I don't know how his company is going to end out. I don't know how he is going to finish, because it's all about finishing well, right? But when he was raising money for Tesla, I heard that he raised $2 billion before he needed it, right? Because he knew he would need the money sometime down the future. But he did it before he was desperate, I think. So the whole lesson of this whole video is, if you want to do something in the future and you don't know what it is, prepare for it. Like, what are the necessary actions that you need to do, right? You don't want to wait until you're bankrupt and you're going to get a loan, because the banks, they know you're bankrupt. They won't give you any money, right? For example, in insurance companies won't sell you insurance if they know life insurance, if they know you're going to die tomorrow, right? That's the irony of life. So it was just passing through my head today, so I thought I'd make this quick video to share it. Remember that. And it's a funny principle, because it's also happened to play out in my own life actually as well. I've been in Singapore here for about 2 weeks, and I've met my mentors every single day, literally every single day, about 5 hours. Tai Lopez has that 33% rule, so which is, spend 33% of your waking hours with people 10, 20, 30 years ahead of you. A lot of people know it, again, but it's about, taking action. This thought just came to me. And funny thing is, I've like a lot of you guys know that I do social media stuff and all that kind of platform, Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And I've stopped doing it for other people, other businesses. But other people, but there's been someone's actually approached me, right? They know that I do social media stuff, and they've approached me and they've been like, hey Matt, Are you able to do this for me? I'll pay you 3 months, right? I want you to help me do this for 3 months. So I've been thinking about this. Man, now I got people coming to me for my business. This is crazy, right? I'm not even going out there looking for business. It's because people know that I'm not desperate for money. People know that I'm not desperate for business, and they come to me, right? Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about that, but that's just one example of this whole thing about doing something before you need it, right? Preparing for something hard when it's still easy. Yeah, and for a lot of young people right now, finding mentors and getting around people, getting around investors, and getting access to capital, learning new things as well before you need it, right? Learn new things so when the situation comes, you're ready, you're prepared. When you're having that conversation with someone, that person might be your lucky shot. You never know, right? I do talk a lot about this lucky shot thing because I've experienced it myself, right? Lucky shot as in the person you meet, the guy next to you, the guy sitting next to you, right? Might be your lucky shot, and you never know. And if you're not ready, if you haven't prepared ahead of time with knowledge, with expertise, with practice, then your shot is gone forever, right? It's just a quick little video, 11 minutes long or so. Hope this video gave you some value. If you enjoyed this video, tag a friend below, like, comment, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of videos like this and a lot of more content that's gonna add value to your life. So yeah, peace out.